All right, Alex. This is I guess our first official Christmas episode, kind of, isn't it?
And also season finale, right?
No, we've got one more. The one we're recording next week I'll use as our season finale.
What? You said that was going in January. I got to change my whole outro. Just started.
All right. Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast where I give my three contestants three different movies and they try to come up with the most random, obscure, or minor actors from those films. The deeper the cut, the more points they get. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, the guy who's angling to be the half man in the 2.5 Men reboot, Alex Young.
Solid, Jeff.
Yeah, I was all right. I just thought of that one on the way home, so it was pretty good.
I noticed. Do you have like a little crib sheet of insults?
I did. I wrote it down. Yeah, because I didn't want to forget. Because I have another one for next week that I'm working on, but I'm just like, it's not quite there yet.
Got it.
It might be for season 2.
Man, this schedule, I don't know what's going on. This a finale, next week's a finale. We do this till we die. What's going on? But you're right, Jeff. It is our first like official holiday Christmas episode.
It is.
So my question for you, do you have any like non-traditional family traditions? Like, oh, we all have like dinner. Yeah, everybody has dinner. But like, anything else?
If there's anything you know me to be is super traditional. And I don't break the norms for anything, but we did kind of talk earlier. And yes, my big thing has always been, especially when having Christmas or really any meal at my in-laws' house, was to bring my own gravy because they never made good gravy. So I always bring like Farm Boy gravy. And then I always make my own turkey dressing. I don't do stuffing. I don't like the one that's jammed in the bird and is all soggy. Sure. I also don't like it combined with like nuts and fruits and different sausages and stuff like that. I like mine just fucking bread with seasoning and onions on it. That's
you can just like bring a roll, man, or like garlic bread. You're just describing garlic bread in a different form.
It is, but garlic bread's garlic. This is like sage and I don't know, parsley or thyme. I don't know.
Some song, who knows?
Yeah. There's no rosemary, Alex. I knew there's no rosemary on it. What about you? You seem like, I don't want to get into the specifics of your family, but they do seem a little more unique than my family does.
In what sense?
Like I said, I don't want to get into the specifics of your family, so I'm not going to fucking mention it.
No, the only thing that I really do is I typically on Christmas Eve, because it's when I head up to my mom's, I will catch a movie on the way there. I'll like something in Whitby, something in Pickering, sometimes just like depending on what the schedule is. Mostly because we would get out of work early, like they let us go at noon, and like I don't be at my mom's at noon. That's way too early. And then you're spending the night, and then it's like all day Christmas Day and Christmas dinner. That's like 36 hours that I'm there. So I would be like, I gotta work till 5, and then it would catch like a 1 o'clock or something of whatever, you know, the 2 or 3 like Oscar pictures that they released right kind of on Christmas Day. Like one year was La La Land, another year I saw The Favorite, Babylon, all that kind of stuff. It's great. It's a nice way to like start it off. They're usually like 2.5 hours long. You get a nice little movie time. That's one off the list, and then you roll in like right around dinner, relaxed. It's a much nicer time.
Have a meal, go to bed, wake up in the morning, open your present.
Santa came. It's perfect.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I don't want to get. I'll save my other Christmas story for another time, Alex, because I do have one that is similar to that.
Great. But the listeners can't wait, Jeff.
Listeners. Wow, that's a lofty expectation. Yes, I think our listener just put her hand up. Let's welcome back to the show for, I think, her 6th visit, maybe 5th. It's too many times at this point. But Sam Barry, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I mean, I also almost scored a lower number than I have been on the show. That is embarrassing. But as a listener, I will tell you, Spotify Wrapped Up is out, or Wrapped or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
My podcast.
What was your number one podcast? What was your number one?
It was not you guys, but number 3 was you guys.
All right.
Well, number 3. You want to see? I'll show you.
I believe you because the podcast. It was number 4 for me, and it's my own podcast. And so, I mean, but honestly, why do I need to listen to it again? But So yeah,
Gotta
I
get
was
those
number
numbers
4.
up, Jeff. It's the only
Yeah.
way.
But then also with us tonight, we have a special guest. So let's get him in here. A guy who has opened for some of the biggest comedians in the game, both living, dead, and canceled. Jeff Paul. Welcome to the show, Jeff Paul.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad, man. How are you? Long time.
Good. When people find out I opened for Louis C.K., I always let them know it was after the controversy. So got him on the comeback.
Well, thanks for coming out. As you notice, Jeff Paul, Jeff Penn, very similar names. We go way back, I think like 18 years to when Jeff and I both applied for the same job.
Mm-hmm.
And through some confusion with the person who hired us, I believe she accidentally emailed Jeff Paul something to do with my job. Like, hey, I need you to do this. And he's like, I did not get that job.
Yeah, you didn't hire me for this. Thanks for the
So that's
Really?
how Jeff and I kind of got to know each other. Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. So I don't know, Jeff, can we call you, like, what should we call you tonight? Just in case someone's saying Jeff and we want to know who we're talking to. Do you ever go by JP? I don't.
I would say JP, I go Potato. That's a nickname.
Potato. Perfect.
Yeah, or JP, whatever you want. I don't care.
What do you got going on tonight, Jeff? I know you got a show coming up, and I know the fans of this show won't hear this until the weekend, but you got a show going on.
I got every Wednesday I'm at the Corner Comedy Club in downtown Toronto, and every Thursday I'm at the Comedy Bar on Bloor Street, Bloor and Ossington in Toronto, and then I'm I don't know, everywhere else on the weekends, whoever's booking me. But if I could plug something, I got a New Year's Eve show coming up at the Comedy Bar on Bloor. It's called Drunk, a New Year's Eve show. And we just get a bunch of beers in us, tell some jokes, and ring in the new year.
Sounds awesome.
Awesome. Hopefully it's funnier than my New Year's, where I just get drunk and try to make a bunch of jokes and
go to bed at 9:15.
Go to bed at 9:15. Yes.
I'd like that.
That sounds nice.
Well, thanks for coming out to the show. Like we said, this is our first official holiday episode. So, and because Jeff, you have never played before, we're going to let you do the little game we do first, which is I'm thinking of a movie and my 3 players try to think of the movie I'm thinking of. The person who's the closest gets to decide if they want to go first, second, or third. So Jeff Paul, what movie am I thinking of? And there's no hints.
No hints, Well,
no hints.
I'm going to have to say Ernest Goes to Jail.
I mean,
I hope you're right.
I wish you had done like Ernest Saves Christmas or whatever.
I was thinking about that, but I'm like, no, he's trying to throw me a curveball here.
Yeah. Sam, what is your pick for what movie am I thinking of?
It's not a holiday movie. I'm gonna guess Rocky. The first one.
The first one, just to be specific. It's not that. Yeah.
Nobody's looking for Street Fighter Rocky.
No. Alex Young, what is your movie that I am thinking of?
Jeff, are you thinking of Jaws the Revenge?
Whoa. No. No. Okay, so the movie I'm thinking of is Uncle Buck. So I'm going to give this one to Jeff Paul. I feel like Ernest and Uncle Buck, while very different weight in rewatchability, are kind of in the same ballpark. So Jeff, would you like to go first, second, or third?
You know what? Because I never played the game and I don't know the game, I'm going to go third, so I see how the game's being played before I hop in on it.
It's a smart call. That's usually Alex's safe spot.
It is. I like it.
There's definitely no sharks in this movie. Sam, first or second?
Second, please.
All right, Alex. So that makes your number one. So I was thinking about Uncle Buck because it's kind of this like beloved movie from, what is it, like 89 or something like that. And, people will kind of watch it around like Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit on the holidays. But I don't know, Jeff, Sam, maybe you remember the movie as well. But like Mr. Mom, are they not very similar movies in kind of like tone? Like,
yes,
a guy kind of thrust into this thing where he's got to take care of his kids, but like nobody rewatches Mr. Mom.
Is that the Keaton one?
Yeah.
That's Michael Keaton and Terry Garr. And
now I do want to rewatch it because I do like both of those movies, but I never thought to like bookend them together.
It would be a nice little 1-2 combo, right? Like I think Martin Mull's in it. The kid from Kate and Alley, Chip, is in it.
Yeah.
What the hell is Kate and Alley?
Fuck you,
Okay.
Alex. I'm so young. I don't know what Kate Nally is. Chip, this will help you, Alex. Chip grew up and later on was on Brooklyn Nine as a Doyle. He was one of Doyle's like weird
okay.
cousins. Yeah, he's
All right.
one of them. But let's get the show going. So this is going to be Alex in the 1 spot, Sam in the 2, and Jeff Paul or Potato in the number 3 spot. So my Christmas movie to you is from 1988, Scrooged. And now these other 2 films are not Christmas movies, but they do have some crossovers, and I feel they're both very family friendly. So from 1987, The Princess Bride.
Picking a lot of movies I've seen one time, Jeff.
Terrible for you.
And then from 1992, Wayne's World. Alex is the first one, yes. And if I can't remember anyone in the second one other than like the main characters, because but so while you 3 are thinking about that, because I thought it would be great to have like a foul-mouthed comedian come on and do like 3 family-friendly comedies. But okay, so while you 3 think about that, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The year is 2023. In a world full of movie podcasts comes the only one, I think, that takes the name of the host and combines it with one of the world's most popular streaming services. Nick Flicks, what's in the queue?
What is going on with your
Oh, my
tonight,
cat's
Alex?
being such a fucking dick today, man. She's just rubbing her face all over my laptop, and she just keeps pushing the thing down. She's coming to the mic. It's a real nightmare, I'll be honest. I'm furious about it.
I see Alex's writing is done.
No, I'm holding up my monitor
Okay.
because of the cat's face. I also have written down 3 things. 1 for each.
Scrooged is surprisingly deep.
Yeah, probably.
I'm mad that Nick said, let's wait.
I watched Scrooge last year for Christmas, and I can't think of any actors' fucking names.
Well, don't worry, Jeff. We will accept broad descriptions, or they were in this, or they were in that. We love taking those.
Okay.
It's actually the best part of the game.
Yeah, Nick's like, let's wait till closer to Christmas to watch that because we watch it every year. And I'm like, would it help if we watched it the other day?
This is my thinking face, Jeff. It's my thinking face. But also, I'm ready to start whenever. I'm not going to come up with better.
You're not going to get anything deeper than this already?
No, okay. No. Like, the 1 deep cut for each, which is not deep for a lot of them, is already written down, and the rest is just going to be the leads as those names come to me.
Right. Okay, so just to let you 3 know, there are 2 actors that appear in more than one of these films. If you're able to give me their name or the description of these actors or actresses, you will get the points for both films that they are in. So, Alex Young, you're on the clock. What's your first deep cut?
It's the only one I got for any of these movies, but in Scrooged, Brian Doyle Murray.
Alex, Brian Doyle Murray is also in Wayne's World.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he owns. I believe he owns.
He's Noah's Arcade.
Yeah.
All right, well, I retire then from the rest of the game.
10 points for Scrooge, where he plays the father of the lead rather than a different relative. And he is 8 points for Wayne's World. So
awesome. Great.
So that is 18 points for B.D. Murray.
That's literally what I wrote, was B.D. Murray.
Well done. Sam Barry.
I am going to go with hopefully the crossovers. Carol Kane is in both Scrooged and I think Princess Bride.
She is. She is 8 points as the ghost of Christmas Present, if I'm not mistaken, in Scrooged.
I think so.
And she is like she's in Princess Bride. I'm not going to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
It's another 8 points for Carol for that as well. So 16 points for Carol Kane. And that is, you guys got both the crossovers off the board already. So everything else is just one movie the rest of the way.
Sorry,
Jeff.
potato.
Jeff Paul, this is your first time playing, and since you're picking third, you actually get to go 2 times now. You get to go third, and then you get to go again before we work our way back up. So, what's your first deep cut?
The ghost of Christmas Past with a cab driver from Scrooged.
Yes.
Don't know his name, but he was in the movie Free Jack. Do you remember Free Jack?
I do, and Alex and I think we've talked about watching that movie a bunch of times, because is that the Emilio Estevez one?
Where he gets in the car accident, but they steal his body, and then he
gets
pulled into the future. But he's the guy who's in the future to help him out.
It's David. I think it's David Johansen. He was also the lead singer. He was also a singer named Buster Poindexter that did the song like "Hot, Hot, Hot" or something like that in the '80s. And then he was the lead singer of the New York Dolls, like a '70s punk band. So he is worth the same as Carol Kane, 8 points, as the ghost of Christmas Past.
All
right, Jeff Paul, you get another deep cut. What do you got?
The cameraman from Wayne's World was also Beecher from Oz. Do you remember that? It was a TV show. Are we allowed to cross over TV shows?
Yep. For sure. His name's Lee Turgeson.
Do you know these names, or do you just?
I had it written down, but I remember him from Oz.
Yeah,
like totally from Oz. He was the drunk driver that
killed the kid, and then he was turned into J.K. Simmons' little bitch.
Yeah,
Day one.
Lee Turgeson. Yep. 12 points. I believe he is in the famous scene where they are singing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car. He's one of the guys in the back of the car.
Yeah. He's not the drunk guy. But
he's not the guy in the middle. He's one of the guys on the other side of the drunk guy. Well done. Mm-hmm. Nice pull.
And don't be so impressed with Jeff Penn. He researched it on the internet. Like, this isn't off the top of his head. He's planned ahead.
All right, Sam, we're back to you with your second deep cut.
Okay, speaking of that scene in Wayne's World, I think I could either be getting a goose egg on this, or I could be right. I think one of the guys in the car, I don't think he's the drunk guy, or he's at least one of their friends. I think he plays the jerk in Encino Man also, who's like that, I can't remember his name, but he goes like, shush, and he's really irritating the whole movie.
I'm gonna have to look up because I know who the other guy is.
He looks like a 90s douche.
Yeah, he was a total 90s douchebag. I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
you're right. He's a son of a very famous actor from the 70s and 80s. It's Michael DeLuise, son of Dom DeLuise, star of Cannonball Run.
That's your poll for Dom DeLuise?
What's your poll for Dom DeLuise, Alex?
I don't know if I know who Dom DeLuise is. Is he
well,
then
Muppets?
Do the Right Thing?
Dom DeLuise? That's Danny Aiello.
I am thinking of Danny Aiello. That's right.
Dom DeLuise was this like little short guy that kind of looked like, I don't know, Captain Lou Albano from the WWF. Yeah. Like that's.
I know him as working with the Muppets a lot.
Yeah, he's friends with Burt Reynolds back in the day. So that's very good. Michael DeLuise. I did not think anyone was going to get that, Sam. He's 14 points.
Oh my God. I'm like embarrassed to go next.
But you got to.
It's been so good.
Because it's your turn, buddy.
I know. Okay, so Princess Bride. Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, as I didn't want to get too specific there when the Sam
other half
about Carol Kane. Yeah. Billy Crystal is kind of he's got a name. He's something the Magical or something like that, like Marvin the Magical or something like that. He's worth 9 points, slightly less than Carol Kane.
Totally fair. It's a famous scene.
Yes. Yeah, he's mostly dead.
And then I feel like, because he's in it a lot, he can't be worth too much, but Wallace Shawn?
He's not in it that much. He dies literally in the first
with the poison?
Act
the poison part?
Yeah, that's in the first act of the movie.
Oh, yeah, again, I've seen it once.
That's a weird thing. Like,
what?
It's a universally loved movie.
I know, and the problem is I liked it fine, but I think I saw it at the wrong age. I wasn't old enough to appreciate it, and I wasn't young enough to be enchanted by it. I was like 22, where you like think you're too cool for everything. And so I watched, I'm like, you can see the crash mat when he jumps off that wall.
Yeah.
Did you also watch Goonies around the same time?
I did, and that's probably why I hate the Goonies. Also, it's super racist.
Yeah, well, it was a different time.
Everything was fine back then, and intolerance
I'm not
wasn't
saying
a
it was
thing.
fine. I'm saying it was a different time.
Well, it's not a bad one, Alex. Wallace Shawn is worth 6 points.
Great.
And I mean,
Everybody else is pulling in like 18 damn points.
What's your what is your go to for Wallace Shawn? Like, what would you say if people? Because some people might be like, "Who's
from
Wallace
the
Shawn?"
Clueless TV show?
Was he the principal in that? I know he was in
Or
the
he
movie.
was the dad. He was the principal or the dad. He's one or the other.
He's not a dad. I think he's the
teacher in the movie.
Teacher in the movie, and then is he also not a voice in Toy Story?
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
he's Rex.
He's Rex.
That's right. He's Rex.
Yeah,
well
he's
done.
also in a very beloved episode that I'll never watch again of the Cosby Show about the drill.
Is he not also in My Dinner with Andre, Alex? Which I feel like
I think he is.
Yeah,
yes.
I think he's like the other guy. I've never seen it. I don't even really know what it's. I know it's like two guys having dinner, and it sounds awful. So
the guy Andre from that was in the Linguini incident.
I know you mentioned that, and that's why I thought you would remember Wallace Shawn from it. Sam Barry, this is your third deep cut. We've got a really good game here, Sam, and you're doing very well. So what do you got?
I believe in Scrooged there is where there's one Murray, there's two, but sometimes there's also a third Murray. And I believe his brother is also playing his brother as the one he never goes and visits. I can't remember what his actual name is, but I think he starts with a D.
You're thinking of Treed Murray.
Yeah. Okay, so
actually, that's not his brother that plays his brother.
There's no, she's right. There's actually two other Murrays in this movie, and
is it not his brother?
No, they're both. I'm trying to think.
Am I wrong?
Brian Doyle plays his dad, who's the butcher.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the guy that he gives the VCR to, and then he ends up going to show up to his house. They play games and everything, and he never goes. And
I'm just trying to. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, because you haven't given me anything super specific about it. I'm just gonna give you the lesser of the two Murrays, and that is Joel Murray for 10 points. He is one of the brothers. So if anyone's going to give me the third, or I guess the fourth Murray in this movie, I'm going to need a little more information.
I can't just say the fourth Murray.
Yes. So Joel Murray, 10 points. He was in One Crazy Summer with John Cusack. For whatever reason, that's my go-to for him.
Was he the brother from, he was in the first season of Shameless, and he ended up killing himself?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's the more famous of the
jumped into the ice fishing hole.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Alex Young. Sorry, no, it's Jeff Paul. I'm so used to Alex picking.
Don't make me go again.
Jeff Paul, give me your third deep cut, and then I'll give you guys a rundown of the points at the halfway point.
Don't have a name for him, but the guy who was talking to Ed O'Neill at the coffee shop about how he just got laid off. He is also the super from Friends.
Mike Haggerty. He's in Friends, and he most recently was in the TV show Somebody Somewhere on Crave. A little plug for Crave there. Mike Haggerty is the guy, I believe Joey teaches him how to dance in an episode of Friends, if I'm not mistaken. 16 points. Now, Jeff, you said the name of another actor in Wayne's World. You just said him.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to take that one now?
I'll take it, but I didn't think it was deep enough of a cut, but I'll take it.
I mean, I got Ed O'Neill down for 10 points.
I'll take 10 points. I'll take 10 points on Ed O'Neill.
I didn't even know he was in that movie.
He runs the coffee shop.
Yeah. Okay, so at the halfway point, we won't include Ed O'Neill's 10 points, but at the halfway point, Jeff Paul Potato has 36 points. Sam Barry, also a kind of a food thing, is at 40 points.
Thin.
It was thin. Alex, you had 18 points for the Brian Doyle and 9 for Billy Crystal, 27. While Sean put you at 33. So you're only 3 back of Potato and 7 points back of Barry. So you're doing all right.
I'm not closing that gap unless everybody starts to whiff in the second half and they just start giving you like cast members from SNL. Then
I don't know. They're feeling pretty strong right now. The fact that they're pulling,
I know,
and Mike Haggerty and
Really sad.
All right, Sam, you're in the lead right now at the halfway point. What's your fourth deep cut?
I hope I'm not misremembering this. I haven't seen Wayne's World in a long time, but I believe Wayne's girlfriend is Lara Flynn Boyle.
She is not his girlfriend, but she's the one who is obsessed
The
with him.
gun rack
Yes.
girl, right? I don't have a gun, let alone enough to necessitate a rack.
Laura Flynn Boyle for 10 points. Well done.
I believe it's
Couldn't remember if
Laura
it was her or
Flynn
not.
Boyle.
Laura.
Sorry.
Lara.
No, you, Lara.
Alex, we're coming into the home stretch here. You got your fourth and fifth. Can you keep it close?
I have one for Princess Bride that might actually be Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Well,
Say
there is a
that.
crossover.
Yeah, there is. a crossover.
Is it Chris Sarandon?
No, you're right with Chris Sarandon is in Princess Bride.
Okay, good. Thank God.
He is the villain in that. Chris Sarandon for 4 points.
Who is the
Don't say anything.
No.
Oh,
Who
okay.
is the
In Men in
sheriff?
Tights?
Yes. Who's the villain in that?
Isn't it? It's Richard something. He's a stand-up
Richard
comedian.
Lewis.
Yes, you're right.
Richard Lewis.
Yes. Yes.
Chris Sarandon for 4 points. Known for being the first husband of Susan Sarandon. I always thought they were brother and sister,
I always thought that too.
but she just kept the name. Which
My touchstone for him is twofold, and it's Bright Night.
the first one and the second one.
And yeah, he's in the remake very briefly.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it. There's
Nope.
in one scene he gets killed by Colin Farrell. And Night Before Christmas.
Where he is Jack
It's
Skellington.
Jack
right?
Skellington,
Yeah.
except for the singing, which is Danny Elfman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, and I didn't know it was Chris Sarandon really up until like this year.
You're like, until I was prepping it for next week's deep cuts, and you ruined it.
You ruined the game. Alex, you have your fifth deep cut.
Yeah, Rob Lowe for Wayne's World.
Rob Lowe.
Rolo,
I kind of forgot he was like kind of the villain
Mhm.
in that.
Yeah, he's like the record exec, right?
Yeah, he is 4 points for Rob Lowe.
Great.
So
I'll take all those 4 points you get.
it's not bad, man. You're not going to be in the worst 10 scores of all time. That's for sure.
That's
You're doing.
me.
You're
Well,
doing
not,
okay.
no, I think it's still Jess Taylor is the lowest we've ever had.
She had 6.
Almost. was
6
it.
points.
6 points, and we
know.
gave her the movie The Fugitive, and she couldn't get over 6.
Listen, when I was really rooting for her when I was listening to that one,
Sam, we were all
no.
rooting for her. We were trying to give her
I know
so
I
many
heard
hints.
you guys. Everybody, you guys were so nice with the guy who doesn't care.
Yeah,
I was
and the
like,
guy
no.
who like he's in that movie with Will Smith where they're like fighting aliens, but it's not Will Smith, and
She's like Jimmy Fallon?
like, oh my god.
I know.
Sam, what's your your fifth deep cut?
My fifth. All right. So now I'm like worried that I'm going to screw up. So I am debating about picking something that's pretty much a softball, but I'm
Yeah,
just
because like
wondering which
twice
one.
now you've been like, I'm worried I might be misthinking this. So
Yes.
one of these times you're gonna misthink it.
That's exactly right. And
Misthink it.
misthink it. Oh, hi, kitty.
Mhm.
I am going to go with Ben Savage from Princess Bride. I know he's probably not.
well, It's not Ben Savage.
Oh,
Fred
sorry.
Savage.
It's Fred.
I'm
That's my
gonna let
Well,
her
you
slide.
let her have it because he's gonna be
I
what?
know.
That's
like,
my
2 points?
bad.
He's
He's
5
purple.
points.
He's
I thought he was gonna
5
be 40.
points.
Got a Savage.
My bad.
I believe that guy's been canceled too, hasn't he?
Fred Savage? No, I don't think so.
Oh no, he had some issues when they redid the Wonder Years.
Do you
Yeah.
like?
Oh, look at
Seen
him.
that?
No, but he was like one of the producers of the new
Oh.
Wonder Years show, and yeah, there was some. I don't know what he did. I'll cut this out. I don't want to
This episode's
misspeak.
gonna be 11 minutes long because of all the edits.
All right, Jeff Paul, you have your fifth and your sixth deep cuts. The door is open. You and Sam are very close, but I think if you come up with a couple good ones here, you can win it all.
I'm going Wayne's World. Robert Patrick, Terminator 2.
As the evil cop, yeah. Robert Patrick for 12 points.
I'll
I
take
forgot
12.
about that.
Have you
well
seen
done.
this boy?
Did you just watch this movie? Like,
No, I can watch it right here.
okay, all right. Okay, what is your final deep cut?
I'll stick with Wayne's World because it's in my head. Very small scene, but a very big actor, Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, yes.
And he was also in Wayne's World 2 as a different character.
Yeah, was he? I think he was a security guard at the concert or something.
And then
was
he was
not?
then he was a roadie for Wayne's.
Yeah, I feel like at some point did he have nipple rings?
Maybe Wayne's World 2.
Oh, someone had nipple rings and he rips them out or something like that. So that is an 11 points for Chris Farley. Well done.
Those are good guesses.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't guesses. He fucking knew.
Those are good knowledges.
Yes.
He knows this movie.
Sam Barry. Like I said, it's very close. I think with a good deep cut, you could still win, but.
Yep. And I know Princess Bride fairly well, but I'm not sure of how much points everybody is worth. And then Wayne's World I know somewhat, and Scrooged, I'm just, even though I watch it all the time, like every year, I'm drawing a blank.
So many cameos. So many little cameos.
I know so many cameos in Scrooge, so many cameos in Wayne's World. And like I'm going through all the endings. But I'm just like, I don't know if it's that person or if it's somebody playing a person that's like that person, you know? So I'm just like, nope.
What a bunch of nonsense.
Stay away from it. Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Kind of.
No? Alex has no idea. Alex does not know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, for Princess Bride, it's not a deep cut, but the Six-Fingered Man is Christopher Guest.
Well done.
He is. Also for 6 points.
Okay. I have a question when Alex is done. One
for each finger, yes. Alex, what is your final deep cut?
Well, since you surprised me with Fred Savage being 5, so I'm going to go, is Peter Falk, isn't Columbo his grandfather?
He is. And I figured he's a slightly deeper cut than Fred Savage for 5, but he's only 6. He's the same as Christopher Guest.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. My touchstone for him, strangely, is Wings of Desire, the Vin Vendors movie where he plays himself, who was an angel and then had his wings removed so he could be mortal, so he could be in Columbo.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted to be an actor. It's such a weird movie. I love that movie. It is so strange. And then they remade it terribly with Nicolas Cage in the 90s.
Oh, yes. See, the one with the Peter Falk, that sounds like it's funny. Whereas the one with
it's not really. It's like a German introspective film, but there's like strange bits of humor in it. It's weird. You should watch it. I own it. I own it to you.
Let's see. Who did we miss from Wayne's World?
Relic Hunter.
Meatloaf. Ione Skye. Alice Cooper, and hockey player Stan Mikita, because I believe the donut shop is Stan Mikita's Donuts, and he does have a small cameo in Wayne's World. Also, Carmen Felipe, who is the old guy from The Wedding Singer. You know, I used to be much stronger when I was young.
Is he the guy in the Scooby-Doo ending?
He is, yes. He's the one
I was thinking of that. I was like, no, don't say it, because maybe it's not that same guy.
Princess Bride, you pretty much got everything, you know, except for the big ones. Carrie Elways being the crossover to Robin Hood Men in Tights. Alex, which I was really afraid you were going to say, Carrie Elways. Congratulations, point. 1 fucking point. Scrooged, John Glover, the dad from Smallville. What's his name's dad? He's
Lionel Luthor.
Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait, Robert Mitchum, Alfred Woodard. The other Murray.
I had Bobcat written down. How much would I have got?
Bobcat was 7.
Okay.
So I think you were good staying where you were. John Murray is the other Murray. And Alex, you know what he's in? Elf. He's the guy on the elevator when Will Ferrell does all the buttons. He's like, ooh, pretty. He's the guy just standing there kind of like nodding his head. Jamie Farr from MASH, Robert Goulet, Buddy Hackett, John Houseman, Lee Majors, Mary Lou Retton. Ron Howard's mom plays Mrs. Claus in the reenactment of like on Scrooge where they're doing like the Christmas story. Like Ron Howard's mom is her. The woman I always mention, Alex, that you're always like, who the fuck is Mary Ellen Trainor? She's the mom from the Goonies. She's the psychiatrist from Lethal Weapon. She's she's in everything.
How much
I know her.
How much would Lee Majors have been?
Lee Majors was 12 points. Okay. Kathy Kinney from the Drew Carey Show is the nurse on the set of the TV station. Mimi, yep. Roy Brocksmith, who's the guy from Total Recall, the original, who's got like the bead of sweat going down his face. He's kind of like this chubby moon face guy. Anne Ramsey from, he's a moon face guy. Anne Ramsey from Goonies is in it as a homeless woman. Wendy Malick from Hot in Cleveland and Just Shoot Me is one of the Murray brothers' girlfriends.
Shrinking.
That's right, she is in Shrinking. Mitch Glazer, Miles Davis, Paul Schaefer, and the Solid Gold Dancers all make appearances as well. Paul Schaefer. They're street performers, him and Miles Davis and another guy from the Saturday Night Live band. So well done. I'm excited to see who won this one. I think it's going to be pretty close. Let's do Alex's points first, though.
Yeah, you know who's in third? This guy.
33 points at the half with an additional 14 points in the second half. Puts you at 47. It's respectable.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Jeff Paul, you were in second place at the half with 36, and you picked up 33 in the second half to give you the hilarious 69.
69.
Sam, first place at the half with 40, and you picked up an additional 21 to give you 61. Our big winner is the big potato himself, Jeff Paul. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a Christmas miracle. So Jeff, I don't know if you've ever listened to an episode before, but what the winner gets is next to nothing.
All right.
It's a garbage prize.
But it's not a prize. It's more of a, like, we're actually putting you to work. Our question for you is, if you could think of anyone to come on this podcast, could be someone you know, it could be some famous person that we'll never ever get.
Any celebrity, living or dead, because it's an equal chance of us getting them.
Yes. Who do you think would be a good person to invite on to a future episode of Deep Cuts the Game?
A very good friend of mine. He's kind of famous here in Canada. K. Trevor Wilson from Letterkenny. He is. He is.
Who you've opened for, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I was at his Christmas party 2 days ago for his family. He's got a hive knowledge in his mind about like anything movies, anything Saturday Night Live. He'd be a good get.
I'm always afraid of those people who are going to come on and know more, not necessarily know more than me, because I literally have the internet, so I'm looking things up. But like, we have a guy who comes on sometimes and he's like, the bag girl who has no lines and just passes the camera one time. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even write her down. Like it, but yes, K. Trevor Wilson, that would be awesome. I'll reach out to him and eagerly await his response.
I'll see what I can do. I think he'd have.
All right, thanks, man. So Jeff Paul, you're on most of the socials. You've got your own webpage, jeffpaulcomedy.com, and most of the socials you can be found under Jeff Paul Comedy.
Everything.
Yeah, so Twitter,
I just joined
Instagram.
Blue Sky or something the other day. Sky Blue. You guys know what this thing is?
Yeah, you got it. Blue Sky. You're crushing it. Yeah.
I join and then I delete the app just to keep my name. And so I have so many things that I've joined that I just want my name. So I've got a TikTok account. Never used one.
Don't even have one.
You're not doing like different dances
No.
that the kids are doing, or
No.
showing people how to make like easy dinner hacks and stuff like that.
No.
No. So once again, you've got a New Year's show coming up. Where can people get tickets for that?
Comedybar.ca or through me at Jeff Paul Comedy on anything. You can hit my link tree. There's a big app in there, and it's
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. And, I won't say kicking ass, but you did very well. So
thank you. Well, it's hella fun. I'd do it again if you had me.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we're finishing up season 1. So season 2, fucking just right around the corner. God.
You're too good, so we will not be. If I have any say, it's no. It's a no for me.
Sam Barry, anything you want to tell people about?
No.
No,
I got
okay.
nothing. I never have anything.
I know, but I like putting you on the spot.
It is nice that you ask me. One day I hope to come up with something, but definitely check out this podcast, which you're already listening to probably, and also Jeff Paul's stuff, because he sounds hella funny.
Hey, again, yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, I know I'm listening because as far as Spotify goes, this is my 4th most listened to podcast, which is just embarrassing. But
yeah, how is it not in any higher? That's crazy.
Because I listened to it for a couple minutes or seconds. I'm like, okay, yep, it's there. It's good. I don't listen to the full episode. I've already listened to it like 3 times.
Yeah, because that's me. I'm in the 3rd spot.
Yeah.
I'm listening more.
Alex Young, what's going on with you?
Jeff, you know it's nothing. Listen to this. Support your local rep cinema, which the review next week on the 12th, which I believe is coming out before the 12th, is doing a screening of one of my personal favorites. They're not doing it for me. It's just lucky. Of Cliffhanger.
Ooh.
Which I have not seen in many moons. Like VHS was the last time I watched that.
Did you say you watched Wayne's World once, but one of your favorite movies is Cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we owned Cliffhanger. We didn't own Wayne's World.
Yeah. Big lift.
And I know that this whole group like very much understand that, but I feel like any younger listeners have like, why don't you just put it on like on demand? Like, child, we didn't even have cable. Like, I don't know what to tell you. No, I love Cliffhanger, and that's why I think the beginning of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is like one of the funniest things in the world. I'm like, this joke is for me. Anyway, looking forward to that. There's a lot of good stuff going on for all of December. The review, the Fox, all your local rep cinemas. Other than that, that's it. That's all I got.
Awesome. Now I know I screwed around with you, and you might have had to change your outro for me.
Oh, I didn't change it at all. So
okay,
it's going to read like a season finale, because if you go through our texts, you fully say that the next one we're recording will be our season 2 premiere. So
yes.
Here's your finale, and you can figure it out in post. Also, you will read this one as Santa, because I was giving you just like a softball on this. So that felt appropriate.
Okay. Holy shit! We did it, my dear friends. Another year has flown by and the holiday season is in full swing. We've had a wonderful time together sharing stories, chatting about nonsense, movies, and of course indulging in a few too many cookies. Jeff Paul has flown to the top of the nice list, while Sam and Alex will sadly only be getting cold this year. As we bid farewell to our first season, let's carry the warmth and joy of the holidays in our hearts throughout the coming year. If you're very good, Santa may have a special deep cuts gift for our listeners over the holidays. Until next year, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Or maybe next week? I don't know.
Bonus episode.
Who fucking knows?
Thanks, everyone.
Operation this is.